Earlier this week, I started a new TikTok account about how to grow your social medias. I have previously grown 5 social medias on TikTok to be profitable, and now I wanted to grow a 6th specifically about growing social media. And in less than a week, it is now at 10,000 followers on TikTok, which is the required amount that you need to start earning money. And let's have a look at all the different analytics and sorts of things and talk about what I did to get there and what you guys can do if you want to do it too. Granted, I already had followings elsewhere, so like my face, my voice, and the way that I speak is more recognizable, thus making it easier for me to grow versus somebody doing it for the first time. But we all grow for the first time at some point, in which case this could still expedite your process. I will give you some tips in this that realistically, I can't see it taking longer than 3 months for you to hit 10K. And if it does, time to potentially alter something about the way that you go about things. So right now I have my 6 accounts that are now monetized. I've added the 6th one to it. We've got Cayle PT with 449,000 followers, Cayle Talks with 247.9 thousand followers, Cayle Vlogs with 168.3 thousand followers, Cayle Plays with 39,100 followers, more Cayle Plays with 33,000 followers, and Cayle Grows with 10K. So here are my analytics for the last few days that we made this happen on. Granted, this isn't even technically up to date. So right now, I'm making this video on the 20th and it only goes up to October 18th. So it's missing an entire day from this, but the point stands is that we started posting on, I think, the 15th, something like that. And you can see it just went pretty exponential from there into the hundreds of thousands of views per day. So in the last half a week, just shy of 1 million views, 18,000 profile views. We managed to convert just about half of them into followers, 2,000 comments, nearly 2,000 shares, 35,000 likes. So the key thing that I like to do to make things like this happen, instead of looking at the larger goal, a lot of people, they'll start their social media and go, I want X, and they're looking at the end of the tunnel rather than looking at where they've got to get past to get there. To get to 10K, you've got to get 1,000. To get to 10K, you've got to have crossed 5,000. You've got to cross 7,000. So the way that I look at it personally is I will set smaller goals along the way. I will want to get 1,000 followers at a time. And how do we get 1,000 followers at a time? Then we break that down into smaller goals. I want to wake up every day when I've got a goal like this. I wake up every day with set things that I will do that day and metrics that I need to hit pretty much every hour to have achieved that goal. A lot of people go, I want 10K, and they'll start posting with no real idea of what needs to happen in return for them to be actually progressing in that direction. So for example, for me to hit 10K, if it had have taken 10 days per hour, I would need to have got 40 followers per hour, which is a decent amount. Just to make 10,000 in 10 days, and bearing in mind I did it in about 4, I'd have needed about 40 followers per hour, because 40 followers per hour works out to about 1,000 followers per day. Now granted, again, I already had a social media presence, so the algorithm recommends me to people that already knew me because that's just the way the algorithm works. So I had the advantage of being able to do that based upon previous things. But again, we all grow for the first time at one point. So scale it down by 10x. Instead of looking to get 1,000 followers per day, maybe if you are brand new, you're looking at getting 100 followers per day. And I truly believe that that is doable for pretty much anybody with some grind and with some effort. And it absolutely will be a grind. TikTok is a numbers game. All social media is a numbers game, but TikTok especially so. So for example, you want 100 followers per day. What does that break down to per hour? 4. You need 4 followers per hour to make 100 followers a day. And guess what? If we compound 4 followers a day over time until 10,000 followers, it is about 4 followers an hour. 4 followers an hour compounded out to 10,000 followers is about 3 months. You could go from 0 to getting paid within 3 months, which is a hell of a lot of a shorter time than a lot of people will do it in. There are people who, especially on like YouTube, for example, will grind for a decade and never hit the monetization requirement. And there is some sort of definition of insanity here going on. If you continually do the same thing expecting a different result, there's something wrong about what you're doing. Let me show you what I actually want you to look at on a video by video basis to make these things happen, right? So first of all, go into more data. This will give you your analytics for the video. This video got me 23,000 views and resulted in 229 new followers, okay? So now something else I want you to look at is go across to your likes. Pay attention to just how many of these people do not already follow you. So if it says follow back, they're already a follower. Notice how a massive portion of them do not already follow you. As a content creator, what I believe you should be trying to do, what your mission is every single post, because every single post, this is an actionable outcome that you can attempt to achieve, something feasible, something actually actionable that you can do, is try to convince these people that don't follow you to follow you. Now, look at this, right? Tons and tons and tons of these likes. 1,255 likes, right? Tons and tons of them do not follow me. I managed to convert over 200 of them into followers, though. You see how this is the goal. So the way that you make this happen is you need to make these people like you in some way. Your content has got to relate to a person in some way. You've got to be able to educate or entertain them. Those are two different things. You can do both at the same time if you're really, really skilled, and typically people that can do both at the same time grow rapidly. If you are posting, it doesn't matter how many views you get. I promise you that if you look at the likes on your videos, the majority of the people that like the video will probably not already be a follower. So if you're stuck in 200 view jail or whatever people love to prattle on about, I promise you, the majority of the people that like the video will not already be following you. And if you are capable of, through the content of your videos, converting that person that liked your video into a follower, that is enough engagement for your video to, if you continually do that over time, your videos will end up with more total views. They absolutely will. Instead of saying, over X amount of period, I got this because it didn't work, look on a day-by-day, video-by-video basis. No one ever built a bridge in one brick. Yeah? A bridge is made of lots and lots of little bricks. Every follower is a real human being that decided to click your thing. Treat them like a real human being. We treat TikTok like it's a numbers game, but if you actually want to connect with a human, you have to treat it like there is humans on the other end. If you are stuck in 200 view jail, you have still got 200 people in front of you that have listened to some extent to what you've said. You have got to, in your videos, speak in such a way that makes these people want to stick around. And that is a skill in and of itself. Being able to have a presence on camera, speak with authority, speak with confidence, and speak clearly, concisely, that's all a skill that I think is one of the reasons a lot of people struggle, is that I have seen a ton of videos of people trying to grow social medias. And typically it's people in the early days, and in the early days this is going to be something you struggle with. But I have also seen people that have been doing it for years that still never get better, and I think it's because they haven't consciously realised that this is what's holding them back, is they don't have that presence on the camera, they don't speak with confidence to the camera. That is a skill that you have got to pick up if you want this to be a thing. So as well as seeing every video that you post as an opportunity to convert more of those people that like your content into followers, you have also got to see every video that you post as an opportunity to improve something else about the way that you make your videos. Whether it be the first few seconds, which are the most important few seconds. The first few seconds of a video will determine whether or not somebody is going to actually watch your content long enough to decide whether or not they like you. So your first few seconds are arguably the most important. Even me, right, who I have succeeded on TikTok over and over again, my retention rating at 5 seconds into the video, which is the amount that you need to get paid from a view in the first place, so arguably first 5 seconds, most important 5 seconds, is about 40%. So on a good video, a video that has succeeded, most people have clicked off by 5 seconds. Like 60% of people are gone. So now you're left with 40%. Now obviously I can't look at analytics for other people, but I would hazard a guess that if we were to look at the analytics for somebody that is stuck in 200 view jail, that their retention rating at 5 seconds is potentially even worse. Remember, TikTok attention spans are absolutely in the bin because of short form content just being mind-numbing and doom scrolling. So something else that you can do. Ensure, for the most part, that you've got a good setup, right? That whatever is visible in the frame of your video is well lit, it's well framed, it's purposeful. Film with intent, you know? For example, when I stand in front of this window now and I've got this natural lighting on me, my videos will perform better than if I'm sat on my sofa where I was sat for the last few clips that you guys saw, because I am better lit. And because when I'm stood up, it somehow psychologically causes more of like an authoritative presence versus being sat down. I don't know what that is about human psychology, but it just does. Furthermore to that, if you are actually moving in your video as well, it's something else that psychologically will keep people around. If you notice, right, when you are doom scrolling, a lot of the videos that perform pretty well are people that are on the move. Like recently, content in a car, content while on a walk, stuff like that performs really, really well. That's why when I do my CEX hauls on other accounts, I start them mid-walk versus being at home. I'll start a YouTube video at home because attention spans are better, but on TikTok I will start them mid-walk because they will perform better because motion is eye-catching and keeps people around. On TikTok you'll notice that people will hyper-edit things where like every couple of seconds what is currently on frame will change, and that is again because of attention spans being in the bin. You want as little downtime as possible because every second that is downtime is another second that somebody could scroll away, and that's reducing your watch time percentage. Because remember, your watch time percentage, this is something that really gets on my nerves, is the most important thing on all of these platforms, and it always will be. Remember, the bottom line for a business is how much money are they making. All of these platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, make their money via the consumers staying on the platform for longer to see more adverts, yeah? And therefore, the key factor in every video you're ever going to post forever will always be how long are you capable of keeping your viewer engaged with your content so that they stay on the platform for longer, so that the platform you're putting that content on makes more money. You will see people all the time saying the algorithm has changed, now it favors this, the algorithm has changed, now it favors that. Above all else, above whatever they're talking about that's different, up here, something more important is your watch time percentage. And if you always focus on that, you will always be going down the right path. One massive tip that I have in terms of how to get more followers is actually ask for them. People have been doing this for nearly 20 years on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. How many times have you heard somebody say that? If you guys haven't already, please do drop me a subscribe on this video if you already haven't. On TikTok, people are more willing to get annoyed at you doing that, but those are the people that were not going to follow you in the first place. Understand, not everyone is going to like you, not everybody is a potential follower. The people that click like, they're your potential followers. Not every viewer is a potential follower. Remember the distinction between the two, because you want the people that like your content to click follow, not people that don't like your stuff. The people that don't like your stuff, their opinion wasn't valuable to you in the first place because you're doing what you enjoy. In social media world, we do something called a call to action. When I ask you guys to follow, comment, like, whatever, that is a call to action. On TikTok, I do them in near enough every video, and I have measured before that if I compare two videos, one where I did and one where I didn't, there's something like 1,000% increase in followers versus did and didn't. And sometimes you'll mess it up where you won't do a call to action and it'll be that video that blows up and you'll have lost followers because you didn't do it. Because on TikTok, you can almost never predict what video is going to blow up. And if you have a video that blows up and does hundreds of thousands of views and you didn't do a call to action, that is potentially thousands of followers that you left on the table. For example, over this last week, like 2 of my videos contributed 4,000 of my 10,000 followers because they blew up. And in them, I did a call to action. So 2 videos resulted in like 1,000 to 2,000 followers each. Something else that is important is the point in which you do your call to action. If you put your call to action right at the very beginning of the video before you've delivered any value through entertainment or education, they're unlikely to buy in and actually click the follow button because they don't know who you are yet, you've not done anything to earn that follow. If you put it too late in the video, generally the people that are seeing the end of a video are the ones that already like you enough that they've probably already followed. So for me, a good middle ground is within the first third of a video. By the end of the first third of the video, I have typically done my call to action. So if a video is 61 seconds, because that is the minimum to get paid on TikTok, I will typically do my call to action around about 20 seconds in. That is a good enough point that people who are new here, people that have liked the video but not followed, are still there, but enough time that I've provided some amount of value and entertainment for the person to have decided that they like me enough to have done that if I ask them to. Okay, so to round up, for you to actually grow your account, what you're going to do, treat TikTok as a numbers game. Every video that you post is a potential video that is going to blow your account up. You never know what is going to work. Try to improve something about your videos each and every time you post. There is something you could improve, whether it be the way you come across on camera, the way that you speak to the camera, your presence on the camera, the scene that you are filming within, where you do your call to action, how well you put that call to action across. Check your comments, check your likes, check what the return on the video was. Have some sort of little goal through every single day, through every single video, so that you know whether or not you are actually succeeding, because the majority of the time, people are just guessing. They're going, I want 10,000 followers, and they're just posting and posting and posting and hoping that something is happening, but they're not really measuring whether something is happening, and that isn't how business works. Businesses measure everything to ensure things are happening the way they want them to be happening, rather than just hoping for the best. If you can get just 4 followers per hour as a result of all the videos that you've posted, you can get 100 followers per day, which means about, 3,000-ish followers per month, which means across 3 and a bit months, you'll hit your 10,000. And realistically, if you are capable of consistently getting 100 followers per day, that will snowball pretty quickly into more than that. And you'll probably get there much, much sooner. But regardless of what level you are at, that is how I want you to treat this. For example, if we looked at my accounts again, the one that's on 247.9 thousand followers, I would quite like that to hit 250 because that is a nice $250,000. I would apply the exact same approach to that account as I would something starting at 0, where I would be posting, I'd be looking at the views and trying to convert likes into followers on every single video, because that is an actual actionable thing that I can be doing in every single video, rather than just sort of posting, leaving it, and just moving on to the next video and hoping for the best. Does that make sense? So hopefully this video helps somebody. And yeah, let me know how you get on. Do like and subscribe, all that sort of thing, and I'll see you guys later.